everyone, and welcome to Madam Jess's Spicy Book Club. We are so glad to have you here with us tonight. We are reading and reviewing um, Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. So, as always, I am Madam Jess. With us tonight, we have our beautiful and our lovely Steph. And then we have our beautiful and lovely Claire. And then we have our beautiful and lovely Will. And I'm so happy to have you all here. So this month we have read Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. It is the first book in the Stay a Spell series. It is a very interesting book, and we're going to get into it. As always, thanks to our amazing friends. All of our links for them are down below. Please check them out. We love you each and all very, very much. You are awesome people. Now, as always, we're going to do a brief summary of the book. We're going to get into who chose this book for us to read and why. And then we're going into our spoiler section. And we are going to go over our likes and gripes of the book, possibly do a little game, and then we will do our reviews for the book. First being the overall plot summary, all the good things, our general overview of the book, and the second one is our spicy rating for the book. So, we're going to start off with our summary. So, what's the worst thing that can happen to a werewolf? Unable to shift for 3 months, Mateo Cruz knows all too well. His wolf has taken up residence in his head, taunting him day and night with vividly violent and carnal thoughts. Convinced he's cursed, he needs the help of a powerful witch before he literally goes insane. Evie Suavier, I think is how you say it. I don't know how to say it exactly. It's not a Madam Jess's Spicy Book Club if I don't fuck up some word.
Savoie.
Thank you. Savoie. Evie Savoie has always obeyed the house rules of her coven. No werewolves. They're known for being moody and volatile. So when a distempered, dangerous werewolf strolls into the bar and almost strangles one of her late-night customers, she's ready to bounce him through the door. But the desperation in his eyes when he begs her to help him softens her heart and convinces her to bend the rules. What Evie doesn't know is that Mateo's wolf has a mind of his own. And now that she's in his sights, he only wants one thing. Her. This is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. So, our wonderful Steph has brought us this book. So, Steph, we are dying to know, what made you choose this book for us to read?
I think I was in a place where it's like I was reading like a lot of shifter, supernatural stuff. And I stumbled upon the series, and it has a lot of things I like. I like I like witches. I like all the shifters. There's a main conflict, a mystery. I love a good mystery romance. Who done it? Who's doing this? I just had everything that I really liked, and then it's kind of like a long series, but also a standalone. And there's lots of quirky, fun, cute. All of them have they're all different, but they all are entertaining to me. So I just wanted to share this out with y'all.
Well, we very much appreciate you sharing this with us. I know that we have lots of opinions on this, so we are getting into our spoilers section. So if you have not read this book and want to, please give us a pause and come back to us when you've read it, because we want to hear what you have to say in the comments. So, let's start off with our likes of the book. Steph, since you brought us this book, what do you like about this?
I like the world building. It's like a different like kind of like slightly fantasy supernatural thing, but also it's our world, our timeline. We're all like we all know like Louisiana. We all know about New Orleans. We all know kind of like we all know about Nala. We all know about like bars. We all know about bars and people and sisters, community, friend, family, and it kind of just builds up with that, and it builds the supernaturals about the witches, the reapers, the werewolves, and each of them have all their conflicts, all their stability, all their like what's going on with them, and then you're introduced to the Serval family, which is like this esteemed, well-known family, and they're opening themselves to new things with the younger generation. So, and then you meet Mateo, which is a lone wolf apparently, or he tries to be, and then he just kind of like struggles, and you're like, no, they're not supposed to be together, but they're like, oh wait, he's actually a good person, and the more they spend time with each other, the more they grow, and then the mystery and everything. I don't know, I like the storyline, the plot, and then the added romance of the year meaning. Will they, won't they? Like, they're not supposed to, and then like, just like, okay, we're gonna do it.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of things that here are good.
I like it. I like it a lot. And yes, considering we're all close to New Orleans, we'll just say that, somewhat, that definitely...
South of South.
Yeah, there. Yeah, I definitely was feeling like this kinship with them, because I was like, okay, I could see, yeah, this feels very right on the money for New Orleans. So I'm like, yeah.
Well, and Mateo's from San Antonio. So...
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. Okay, so Claire, what were your likes?
Yes.
I had very few likes in this book, but the thing that I did like was Evie was a nerd, right? Like, I think that's something rare we see in a book where a character is like a hardcore like nerd, like into Star Wars, into Star Trek, into the worlds, other worlds. And I love the crossover, and that she is such a nerd is like unabashedly that, but also unabashedly just like simple. She's like, I'm in a t-shirt and cutoffs, and this person is hella dressed up, and it's like, okay, well, this is me, and I'm okay, and I'm still sexy the way I am. And I love that he meets her where she is, and like watches Star Wars with her, and gets to know her nerdy side. I feel like, yes, we see nerdy women characters, but they're typically like reading a book or super into romance, which we are into romance, but I feel stereotypical a little bit for a woman, whereas this feels like I can relate to her in that way. And so that's probably the thing I loved the most about this book. Yeah,
that's fair.
He encouraged her to do more into with her comic stuff too.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's totally fair. That he encourages her to be her
unabashed self.
Yes, and to lean into her art and like helping her recognize that, hey, this is art, and this, you are really good, and somebody out there is gonna love the work that you do. And at the end, she has like her own fucking fangirl. So he's right, and I think a partner that like supports you in those things is like really important in general, right? Like supports you in your dreams, whereas fucking Derek's dumbass is oh, you still in your silly little comics? Well, fuck off, bitch. Yes, I'm fucking good. And guess what? Little do you know, and little do I know, but I'm gonna have a little gallery about it later.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Were they at
Yeah. They were at a Comic-Con.
Okay, well, never mind. Whatever. She gets to have an exhibition of her shit, which is amazing.
Yes, she does. And we love that for her. Absolutely. I am a huge fan of all of the nerd things that they put into this book, the all of the things that she immediately was like, I'm into comic books. I'm gonna introduce you to everything that I'm into. He immediately jumps on the fact that she's like into comics, and he's like, I have a friend who has a DC themed restaurant. Let me take you there. And it was like, oh, okay, DC Comics book, yeah. And then they get into, oh no, you're a Marvel fan. Oh no, you're a DC fan. Oh, it's perfect. I was like, hell yeah.
And then she also was like, I'm in love with Kylo Ren, and I was like, on the rail. I get it.
Raylo.
Totally, I'm right there with your friend. Kylo Ren got this girl's heart in a chokehold. Like, let's go.
She, in one of the very first books, or one of the very first chapters, she's wearing a Reylo shirt. That's the ship name for Kylo Ren and Rey. And he's like, I don't understand what that means. And she's like, you don't know Star Wars? And he was like, I know the one movie, and I know the one movie. It's like, uh-oh. you would have that would have triggered me, honestly.
I like how he goes from like the one movie towards like, oh, I love you. It's like, I know.
So
that's character development.
It is.
But we heard it, and I literally turned to her and I said, "Oh my God, and then like, I can't believe he just used the Han Solo line." And then she literally says, "Did you just Star Wars me?" And I was all like, "Yes, thank you."
Yes.
I like
because for those who are not in the nerd culture, you don't clock it immediately.
Yeah, but like for people who
are.
Like, yeah, it was very much like anytime somebody says I love you and they just do the I know. It's forward.
Yeah, you know exactly where that's from, and you know exactly, like, when you see it, you're like, aha! I know you, I see you, I validate you, yes. So, yes, nerd culture represent, woo. Awesome, I love this. Alright, now, Will, what were your likes?
I'm probably on the same page as Steph. I really liked the world building. It reminded me very much of the Sookie Stackhouse. There was a lot of like that kind of vibe going on. They were talking.
To tell him that was the name of the books was the Sookie Stackhouse.
Because I only know it as True Blood from the fucking TV show. But
we'll get there eventually.
But I loved the world building, and I felt like it kind of it's more familiar to me because, you know, I've grown up in the South. I've spent a lot of time in Mississippi. I've spent a lot of time in Louisiana. And so them talking about bayous and like the roads and like how the like vibe of everything is.
Bayou Savage.
That's a place.
I know it is.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Is it a place in New Orleans?
It's a real place.
Okay. I've been spending a lot of time in New Orleans, but not in the bayou, so
that's all.
I thought they meant that, and they were just being fancy. Savage. Okay, Louisiana.
We've been around, okay?
Okay.
But anyway.
Yes.
No, I like the world building. I like the variety of things. It wasn't just werewolves and witches. There were vampires. There were Grimms. There was like a kind of. It just felt like a community of creatures that was all together, and it wasn't necessarily like just these things, and we're only focusing on these things. I like that it kind of was building towards I feel like the later books are going to go more into it. I haven't checked that yet, but I feel like it's building on itself. Like this is very much like the like, hey, we're kind of being a little loose with it right now, and then we're going to get a little bit tighter with it as we go.
Mm-hmm. So yes, this is usually how these kinds of books work. Is the first book, it sets up the premise of, hey, this is the world we're living in. This is the kinds of rules that we have established right in here and now. So that when you get to the later books, even if they are standalone, they don't have to touch on every little thing as much as they do in the first book. So I 100% see that, and I 100% agree. I love this world building. It really does lend itself to a lot of other types of paranormal books. However, it does what the other ones, or what some other ones do okay. This one does it really well, because you're literally learning, okay, without like flat out just telling me instead of showing me. This one is showing you, hey, the Grimms are around. They get hired by the vampires. They get hired by various things to be around because of their abilities to attract people or to draw people in. Witches are, there's tons of different types of witches. They flat out say this in this book. They each have various powers and various crafts that they hone. Werewolves, they can be dominant. They can be pack animals. They can also be loners, like Mateo. Yeah, so again, it does do a good job of telling you or showing you these things without just flat out saying, hey, blah 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 blah, accept this and go. So
yeah, and unlike some other, like some, I guess other books, it's like 100 pages of world building just to like cram it on your head at once, and then they put the story. This one's like a little bit of world building, and it's kind of like they touch into it, and then if you keep continuing, they do the networks of the Grimms, the Council of the Witches, the Pacts of the Wolves. Like you keep developing it. As soon as the relationships develop, you know more about the world and their society, and each couple's, I guess, like whichever couple's races are, you learn more about their backgrounds as well.
yeah, see, and there's a couple of books that come to mind that I am excited to share with you guys in the future that do a very good job of world building that way. So yes, 100%. I love when a author really does do a good job of expanding the world so that we can see all of the different parts of it, not necessarily just the human world or whatever that we would have access to. So 100% I agree with you. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I had one more thing I wanted to add that I really liked. I liked that there were lone wolves. I didn't like that immediately we were just sort of like, we're werewolves, we have a pack. And I was like, they don't, because like in like folklore, like they rarely have packs. And then in like, what do you call it? And then like modern like tellings, there's like, oh yeah, I'm an alpha, I have a pack. And it's just like, oh, I didn't want to hear that. I did not. Some stuff like that, or like, who was the alpha, who's the like, I'm.
Yeah.
It doesn't go so much in like the alpha, omega, or beta.
No. And
more
that's what I liked.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
like you know Mateo's alone, and then you see his brother Nico kind of went away from the pack, and then they kind of vocalize about a pack occasionally. So there's like it's just whoever the person feels like. They want to be with somebody, they do. If they want to be themselves, they do. It's not set in stone. You have to be in a pack, which is good. It's more dimensions added into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do like that Nico does make an appearance, because all we get from Mateo is like, so this happened with his father, and then this happened with his cousin, and you don't really get too much into it because he's also like doesn't want to go really deep into it because it was dramatic stuff for him.
Mm-hmm.
But Nico shows up, and so you're like, oh, hey.
Like, hey, we remembered you. You're the cousin.
What are the witches? Like, what is that?
I like that they didn't really come out explicitly and say it, though. I felt like it was very much left up to the reader, who was like, did they do it? They're acting like they did it, and she's acting like they did it.
Violet?
But, yeah.
That's a good book. That's book number 3.
Uh-huh. I bet. I was about to say generally also how these books kind of go that are like part of a series, or like they're focused around like a family or something like that, because I've read too many like this. they
came off that way.
yeah, they leave little bread trails that you could kind of follow that be like, oh, okay, so this might be talked about later in a different book. And so I
There
had a
was
feeling.
so many of those in
There's a
this.
few couples that are already introduced in this book.
Yes.
Oh,
and-
Ruben and Jules. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That
can't
one's a
wait.
slow burn. That one's a real slow burn.
Okay, so which book is that?
5.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
That would be high.
we know I love my
That one
slow
made me
burns.
cry. That was really good.
I love my slow burns. The anticipation.
You love a slow burn. Ain't nobody. If you haven't watched the show, you don't know that Jess likes a fucking slow burn. Now you know.
Now you know.
Like the slow burn is like really just foreplay, right? It's like foreplay the entire
Yes.
time.
It is, and that's why I like it. Anyways, yes. Okay, so my likes are pretty obvious as well. Everybody has kind of touched on them. World building, the characters are very interesting and like actually real that I could actually sink my teeth into because I was like, cool, I like these people. Mateo's the typical like kind of loner, I'm gonna be whatever dude, but also like approachable loner. So I'm like, okay, I kind of appreciate that. Considering like there's the typical like bad boy or loner guy who's just like, I'm a dick the entire time until you soften me up. No, he's not like that. So thank God.
I for that.
The book is pretty lighthearted and kind of funny, and it's keeping your interest the whole time through. It's a pretty quick read, to be honest. It doesn't really drag any places. That's all things I typically am like, hell yeah, love that. This really hit on a lot of good things for me. So this was a very fun read. I really do like it. So yeah. Now, it's the time of the show that we get into our gripes. And I know that we have a couple over here who have some gripes.
We have some gripes.
Wait, are you letting us go first?
Absolutely we are.
Not to be really critical, but there were two phrases that came up that like
The
gene encased genitalia.
Gene.
Twice. First it was the gene encased cock, and then it was the gene encased pussy. And I was just like, why? Why do you refer to it that way? You could have done that in a myriad of ways. Like, come on, pull out that thing, that thesaurus. Use some allegory.
It was epic though because we have now made several references to this along in our personal life at this point.
So I can't really say it's a gripe because it made me laugh and it like,
See?
but it definitely pulled me out of
Yeah.
the moment where I was like, I'm listening to it, I'm like into it,
Rewound.
and we're like, did he really say that? And like, she was like, my God, he did.
I love it.
No, but the gripe here, I mean, it's always around the sex scenes. And you know me, I like me a fucking sex scene.
Yeah.
I want to titties out, dicks flying, tits flying, right? But like, the first sex scene where he's like, oh, they finally started like getting at it, and he just finger bangs
He
her.
says two knuckles. He probably fingers her for 2 minutes and she orgasms. Like,
No,
what
it's
fucking
like
magic?
Comes. It's like boom, boom, and she like comes, and you're just like, wait. We both looked at each other like, did she really just come? That was it.
The first thought I had was like, man, he's either got magic fingers and he's more magic than he thinks he is.
It was the best orgasm ever.
Yes, it was the world-shattering orgasm of her life. But my thought was this: I'm like, In what fucking world does any girl orgasm in like 2 fucking minutes? Like, just
2 pumps of the
2 pumps of the fingers, and it's just all like, it's just like orgasm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That. Yeah. Well. Okay. Also, you have to. I 100% get you. I get you. But you also have to take into account like this is supposed to be like heightened shit, and it's gonna be like we gotta make it that much
But
better.
just one. We couldn't even give her 2.
Like, that's my thing. It's like, you're gonna stop at 1? Like, just one and done. We're just
She
like,
was like, one orgasm and I'm now tired and I'm happy as a clam. And it's like, no!
Like-
No girl is happy with just 1. We always need at least 1 as the warm-up.
I
I really
agree.
look at
I
her-
agree. I agree
like,
vividly.
Like, are we doing too much? Like,
No, they're doing too little. She could have did like in that 1 finger blast scene. She could at least had her come twice,
Yeah.
and then I would have been like, hey, yeah,
That's
you
fair.
know, a little
That's
before
fair,
bed.
honestly.
trouble. Like got it 2 orgasms, and then we get to the actual sex scene. That was okay. This one sex scene though.
I didn't like that he said-
Lackluster.
It was a little lackluster, but there was a thing where he was all like, "I'm gonna take your ass," and then like I'm like that like you're just gonna jump to anal, and then he starts talking about other stuff, and I was like, that's not what that means.
He didn't jump to anal, but he did rub his dick up against her butt a bunch.
I
and
mean,
then,
yeah.
Like that's how he warmed himself. Like he was
The
like
coffins. We like the coffin scene.
That was at the Playhouse.
The
Playhouse.
house.
Yes.
That was great.
That we liked. I thought
Yes.
that was a little.
That.
That's alpha hot.
Okay.
They didn't alpha take over nearly enough.
Is that Steph? Is that fixed in the books?
Say again?
Is that fixed in later books?
I think there's a bonus scene attached after the book, and during later books, it's still like 1 or 2 scenes per, or like 2 scenes per book, but it gets a little bit more depending on the creature, not the creature, but like the race. Like the Grimms are, when you get a Grimm book, that one, those are really good. The vampire ones, they add the whole like blood and like bloodsucking too, and with it.
Yeah, there we go. Like,
I was about to
The
say.
next one's a vampire.
So is that just the vampire, or is that the 5th one?
The next one is a vampire.
Okay, can you? Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this as not like revealing for the audience as possible. The person who recovers the book for Ruben, his guy, does that person show up again?
That's the next one.
Nailed it! Yes! Knew
They
it!
said his name 1 time, and I was listening to it, and I was like, "Did they mention his name?" And I heard it. I was like, "They mentioned it 1 time." And with one of the other sisters, you haven't met yet. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
briefly.
I just knew that, like, I was like hearing it, and I was like, you can't just talk about somebody like that and just allude to it without bringing it. Like, that's gonna come up later.
Yeah, he's the next one.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Since we're very spoilers, okay. The next one is Devraj and Isadora.
Yeah.
The third one is Violet and Nico. The 4th one is I always forget her name.
Clara?
Livy? No, Livy.
Oh,
And
yes.
I forgot his name. Livy and a Grimm. I forgot his name. The 5th one is Juliana and Ruben, and the last one is Clara and the Grimm that she invited to Thanksgiving. His name's Henry.
Oh, that's so funny.
We were talking.
My
Okay.
name first is Claire. My middle name is Henry. So that is hilarious.
That's awesome. Oh my god. Okay, so because I know the structure of these kinds of books very, very intimately, I knew that they were going to start to introduce all the other characters. And as soon as they said that there was 6 sisters, I was like, there's 6 books. That's, yeah. 1 per
Yeah.
sister.
It
Gotcha.
makes you so invested. I love it.
I
Yes, now I got each sister's love life and fetishes.
And then there's a holiday book where you see the bartender and that one client he's always talking to,
Yes.
with all the other kind of holiday people with like a holiday setting with all the other couples too.
I love a holiday setting. It's
Yes.
like a Christmas movie.
Yes,
It's
right.
a whole Christmas movie, but run.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I want.
So because we touched on it, and I forgot to say this in particular for one of my likes, the coffin scene in the haunted house. That is how you fucking do slow burn right.
The ponytail grabbing, the fucking like on her neck, just like rubbing up against her,
They
holding her
didn't
like.
do shit in that coffin. They did
They didn't do
nothing.
anything,
But it
But it
was
was
the
like-
build of it. It was the like you were literally like, ooh, please, please just kiss her. Please just do something. No. That's how you do slow burn right. So, yes. This is why I like my slow burns. Because when you get to that point where you finally get the kiss or you finally get whatever is gonna happen, it usually starts with the kiss for these books. And it's like fireworks go off and stuff that you're like, "Eee! Okay, yay, this is what we love." Yes. So 100%. Any other gripes that you guys had that you want to touch on?
Yeah. Grapes.
I don't think I have any that I can think of. Like, it had a really good pace for me. There was always something happening. It wasn't like fluffed. What I felt like as a character. I like all the characters. I feel like I know Alpha was supposed to be like very feral, but it was a few times it was like a tad annoying. But it's like not really. He's supposed to be that way. He's supposed to be unhinged. I wish he kind of said the relationship more with well, you know his relationship more with Nico a little bit, but
Yeah.
whoever placed the hex on him, like they shared like a little bit more about them before, like she shared like, oh, why she picked him or why this, like kind of just like, oh, you were there for convenience instead of like that.
It very much felt like that. It very like I was like, I very much I turned to her and I like listening to it and I said, I bet it's them. And then we like, and then like not like 30 seconds later, it does a reveal and we're like, but it very much felt like kind of out of the blue.
Who did you
I
think
wanted
it
more
was?
of a betrayal instead.
We are in spoiler territory, so just letting you know.
Trying to like be a little nice for anybody, but
No. Yeah. No, I'm mad that they didn't make that more of, you're right, more of a betrayal, more of a like gut punch. It was
Like, I
just
know-
like,
I know Mateo said they knew each other for years and years, but I want to see more like, oh, this happened this one time, or she said this, or like a little bit more.
Yeah.
connections,
like
right?
Evie should have also had more of a relationship with her. Like if you had made that character like kind of present throughout the whole thing and like help a few times, or just make like you don't think she's a witch, but you like occasionally will just be like, oh, she's there in the background, or oh, she's like at the bar or something, like just like touch on it, like put her there in the thing, and then or like build to it. Like you build up all this slow romance, you could have built to the mystery, and it would have been chef's kiss.
Like I see, there could have been more opening because like she, like the witch knew like, oh, he's unraveling. Like she could have been like watching from the shadows or afar. Like when's he gonna snap? When am I gonna get at my power? Instead of it like, oh, the coffee shop once twice.
Or like them having to hide the like their natures from her because they don't think she is one of them. They could have done that in such a way that where she's like, oh, is everything all right? And then like, oh, that would have been like a fucking betrayal when you rip that band-aid off.
Yes. Okay. So since you brought this up, this is literally my gripe. My thought, most of the book was like, I wonder who did this. I wonder who put this hex on him. I wonder who it was. And the one person who kept consistently showing up that I was like, is it Missy?
The assistant.
Yes.
I think I thought that at one point when I first read it too.
I honestly was like,
She was like jealous and wanted to be with
She-
the two. Or
yeah, that was my whole thing, was like, okay, she's jealous. She's seeing like he doesn't really do relationships and stuff, but she's been the consistent in his life. Maybe she's building it up in her head or something. Maybe
That would have been a really good reveal too.
it would have been great. And I was like, I was let down. I was like, my version was better.
But I think she was supposed to be the red hair.
I know.
I think it's supposed to be the bait and switch so that we were
Over
constantly
here.
until at the very last second you're just like, no, rug pull.
Yes.
Yeah. I also felt the same way about the ex-boyfriend though, right? They bring him up, they bring him in, but there's not enough of a like, I hate this guy in the scene, right? Like I wanted more of a like,
I wanted more of a
I'm
conflict.
taken. Like I wanted more of a like
Yeah.
you think I should be jealous, bitch? You missing some shit by not being. Like I wanted more of the like in your face, like you think
With
you
two
fucking-
knuckles, I was happier than I was for you with you.
Yes.
Exactly. I wanted to see Mateo and Derek like at least have some bit of a clash that was more direct, and I was like a little disappointed when they pulled away from the scene and like now we're gonna go fuck, and it's like oh
You could have made that chapter probably 20 more pages,
Yeah.
maybe 15 more pages, like a fight, like her like stepping between them, and then her being like, wow, he really like came to bat for me. I'm gonna fuck his brains out. Like that would have been acceptable, and I would have liked that. And
There's things that absolutely could have made certain scenes or certain build up a little bit better, for sure, 100%.
I kind of just felt like the
That's one
book
of them.
did.
Yeah, it
And
kind
it
of
very much felt like this slow plateau of building, and I'm like, and finally I get to the end, and I'm like, my height isn't really high here, but
yeah. Was it a horrible read? No.
no,
Was it
oh.
no.
Was it the best read of your life? No.
But also, I will say this: like, I'm interested in the series now. Like,
Yes.
My gripes with it are kind of few. There's a lot I like about it. I guess my other big thing that bothered me was like I wasn't really sure what the. Like I got that this was a supernatural like thing and almost monster fucking, but not quite.
No. Trust me, you'll
'Cause, like,
know.
if
You'll
they-
know when
if
you
they
get to
brought
monster fucking.
Or something, I would have been like, this is too much.
I will introduce you to monster fucking. Don't worry.
But there was also like things where it was like he's very much the alpha, he's very much like the dominant one, and then he's like, I'll be your slave, and I'm like, you're giving mixed signals here. Like pick a genre and stick with it, or pick a fetish and stick with it, I guess is what I'm really saying.
So
Like
He's a switch, and that's okay.
that's okay. Yes, but also no. So okay, here's the other thing. I was going to touch on this honestly. Mateo is a switch. Mateo is absolutely a switch. Alpha is supposed to be a dominant, and he does not act like one. That fucked with my brain because I was like,
I think that's where
you're giving a lot of lip service, but not a lot of like actual backing it up.
yes.
It's more to Mateo, his other side.
Yes, it's basically like a dom and a switch and having the same body and constantly butting heads for who's in control. But for the whole like time, I kept waiting for him to like break out and be aggressive because he's trapped
Be a
in there.
dom.
But it never fucking happened. It just very much felt like
Coffin it did, right?
But
like
but
that's
that's-
the one moment.
it's the one moment,
yeah.
and I felt like it could have been. I felt like you could have built on that. I felt like you could have done like like maybe one or two more like incidences like that where the alpha is like coming to the fore
Yes.
and like because in the coffin scene she is very much for it. She is there and all this stuff.
Well,
and then
Alpha
later
says-
on she
Alpha
says,
says it all the time. He's like, she wants it.
She wants
down,
it.
Fight with her.
and then like later on in the thing she like talks about like if Alpha had fully taken over that like I don't know if I would be done it. But in this coffin scene she was all like
she
this
was
is it.
all for it. She's like, I'm scared, but I'm also turned on. Honestly, that's a vibe.
It's the vibe. It's what we. Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a little scaroused, a little furection, if you will.
Exactly.
She would have given consent. It's like, yeah, like even if Alpha was like, "Are you sure you want this? It's Alpha now," and she'd be like, "Yeah," I'd be like,
And then he
"Alright."
would have been like, "Pounce,
Dominant,
get
let's
your
go.
butt in the air." What?
Arch that back and fucking moan like you mean it. Like,
Yeah. This is how
sorry
we.
for.
No, you're
I
fine.
see
It's
you
fine.
muted us, Steph.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Y'all are great. I love
Steph,
the emotion.
Steph loves this. Trust me, I know her.
I just see the mute button come up, and I'm like, oh, I should probably.
No.
Oh, no,
She's
you're
having
fine.
fun for a reason.
That's probably a safe bet.
Yes,
So-
I do.
Okay, so any other gripes or likes before we move on to the next section? Okay, so
Glad they didn't nodding into it.
I would have liked nodding. Can we please have a solid, like, full-on nodding, like Wolf Alpha? Because
yes,
and Nobody's Darling, they teased us. They teased us, and they didn't actually have like.
honey, I got you. Next year,
Are we doing
we're
a
going.
mega version?
I got you.
I got a few on the back burner for y'all.
And I want it to be. Hold on. Shh. I want it to be like dirty, like nasty, like down and dirty, like sweaty, spit. All of it, all the juices, everything.
I got you.
I got the cute wholesome ones.
I got you.
That's what the other one.
Look,
And that's
there's-
what I'm saying. Give me the raw.
I.
Give it to me raw. Okay.
Okay, not only
Mine
will I
was the
give you
heat
that,
everything.
yes, there's tons and tons of paranormal romances that I'm going to give you guys. There's also tons and tons of literal monster fuckers. That's the genre. I'm just saying that are good
Good.
that I
wanna
will
be
give
in on
you.
that. See,
There's one in particular that I read that I was jaw on the floor. It is a long one though, so we will need some time.
We're not done with this book, so we will continue.
Yeah.
Man, and y'all are saying all this stuff. I thought my recommendations were like intense. Jesus.
No,
No,
Listen,
honey.
No.
Go.
I've been around this genre for so long. Let me tell you, I have so much. Anyways,
Write it off.
so this was the likes and gripes for this book. However, we are going to play a little game now, and instead of our usual like fuck, marry, kill or FMK, whatever, we're going to do. We're going to basically say what we think we would be in this universe. Like what kind of either paranormal creature or what type of witch with what kind of powers we would be. So, who wants to go first? Does anybody have an idea? Yes.
I think maybe a grim or maybe an influencer. Like, I feel like that's kind of what I would lean towards.
I could see it.
But, well, the why is because I am very much a people pleaser. Like, if I can make a crowd happy, I am all for it. Like, I don't necessarily want to be the center of attention, but I do want like everybody to have a good time.
Yes. Absolutely. I could see it. I could see it. Claire, do you have an idea?
I would honestly, I would be like my namesake in the book. I'd be like Clara. I'd be a witch that is
Or
empath, right? Where aura, yeah, where she like changes people's moods. I feel like that is also just me. Like I am that person that is always trying to be empathetic and like help people see a different side of themselves or change their mood. And to make their day better. So I feel like that is honestly, it sounds weird, but that actually is me.
I love that. I love that, and I can totally see you being that person, that kind of witch for sure, with those powers. Steph.
I feel like I would like to be like Violet, or like a clairvoyant. I'm kind of more nosy and by myself more, but kind of want to know what's everything's going on, and to help people like, oh, okay, like kind of like give advice to people, but like in a weird way.
That's fair. I can see that.
Like,
And
give me my advice, but like you do you, but like also like I just want to watch it unfold.
Absolutely. I can absolutely see that. And considering you were Sonia, the divination witch, I for sure got those vibes off of you. So, for me, so I have two answers because this is what I would want to be, and then what I think I actually am. What I think I actually am is more along the lines of Clara. I feel like I am kind of an aura. I definitely am an empathetic person. I literally feel pain from other people when they are experiencing pain or things. I have also kind of sort of, not to be too woo-woo about it or anything, but I have sometimes seen auras in particular. It's interesting. It's a very interesting thing to see it occasionally. But what I would like to be is probably a vampire, because I'm very much a just...
I'm not gonna. Every time Ruben came into the story, I was like, "Oh yes, yes. Talk more about Vampire Daddy. I want to hear about it."
Ruben's great.
Yeah.
I just figured Eric Northman, but
Oh,
I just figured Northman in a suit, like.
that man.
Yes.
We'll be putting on True Blood after this.
I mean, fair. Fair. Yeah. So, do we have any other kind of like person for Divine and Conquer, or somebody in our lives that we could just absolutely pick, like what kind of witch or creature they would be? Because honestly, I could see Jesus as a werewolf.
Oh yeah. Very much see Cindy as the kind of like crafty, do-it-your-all, like almost feels like Jules or
like a witch.
yeah,
Mhm.
very witchy. Like
Yeah.
I very much see her like the Jules or Violet kind of like
Yes.
slot.
Yes. Maybe a mix of both.
Maybe a mix of both, because woman of many hats.
Yeah.
She is. She's a fantastic woman of so many hats. Yeah. All right. So, now we are on to the final segment of the night. It's our general rating for this book. And then we are going to do our Spicer rating. Remember, they are two different ones. So, for the lady who started us off on this wonderful journey, for your general rating, what would you like to give this book?
I've read this book, and I read it, and then I've listened to the audio at least like 2 or 3 times over like the last few years. This is one of my like guilty pleasures. Like if I'm bored or like if I want something to refresh myself, I read this book and listen to it. So this is like a 4. I really love this book and this series.
So 4 out of 5 stars. Sorry, our general rating is 1, 2, 4, or actually we could even do 0.5. Just saying. Stars. So yes. We have a 4-star for Steph. Claire, what would you like to give this?
I did not love this book, and I will also note that I feel bad for this book because it is coming off of me being deeply entwined in the House Witch series. So,
I think that's coloring your opinion.
it is coloring part of my opinion of the writing. I feel like Delamotte is on another level. She's just like, yeah, I'm in love. But so with that, I am giving it a 2.5, and that is higher than I thought I was gonna give it, just because. Yeah, but I'm noting my bias. That's
fair.
So
That is fair.
I thought
we understand.
I give the author credit because it was on par with some of the other things we've read. I just wasn't completely enraptured with the story, and
That's okay.
it came very much like Vampire Diaries meets like True Blood vibes, but not quite there. And
A touch of supernatural.
yeah, it's the supernatural, which I always love. I love a supernatural story. I'm not gonna lie. I just felt like it could have been better, and that is how I felt the entire book. And
That's
so,
fair.
Wet.
That is fair. Will, what would you like to give this general rating?
I would probably say a 3.7 out of
Okay.
this. I like it a lot.
We're gonna say a 3.5 because I don't have a 3.7.
Okay, it's a 3.5, but I'm definitely it's closer to 4 than I would like to that I would say because
It's got
there's
a
just
little,
like a few times
a little asterisk.
Just a little bit. Just, like, I was into it. I was like listening to it, and then like there were just she would. I don't know if it's the voice actor or if it's the like writing, but they would say something, and it would just pull me out of it, and I would suddenly be like, "What the fuck?" Like
Yes.
Jean encased pussy. Like
We hate it.
I do not like that term, and that is slowly be like working its way into my vocabulary, and I hate and like
Look.
I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Look, we don't like your jeggings. We don't like your jorts. We don't like your jean encased pussy.
No, we don't.
Nope. So.
Canadian tuxedo? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Oh my god. Okay, so for me, I am going to give this I'm going to give this a 3 stars because this was very middle of the road for me. This could have had much higher moments. It could have had a lot lower moments. So I was like, okay, this is at least very middle. Very mid, very good. I enjoyed it. It was a great read. It was fun. I had a great time like having fun with it. But also I was like, there's a couple of things that really did pull me out, did annoy the crap out of me, because literally whenever I feel like I could write a better like protagonist or antagonist or whatever, I'm like, come on.
Moments, I thought that too, and I was like, why are you writing the scene this way? Like, and I'm like, or like in the middle of a sex scene, like you suddenly dedicate like 2 sentences to describe something that has nothing to do with it, and I'm like,
the PJ.
like I don't need to know that your shirt has a joke about raining cats and dogs, okay? Like you could have done that at the beginning of the scene, like way earlier, not when he's like slipping it off of you. Like you don't like that's like. That's like throwing ice onto the moment. Like you are just like I'm like
You're
why do I wanna
purposely
hear-
detracting.
Well, you're about to get dirty. Yes, you're detracting from the heat. You're adding ice to my heat here, and I need it hot.
Yeah, do what you did in the coffin the entire time.
Coffin scene.
Coffin scene.
But that was
For those of
exactly
you
what
like
you
Red
needed to do for slow burns. Okay, sorry. Sorry. That was my point. All right, so that was our general rating. Now we're getting into the spicy ratings. Steph, want to start us off with the spicy?
Okay.
Oh.
Lower. What? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was like lower mid, so like a 2 spicy, 1/2 spicy. Like
Okay.
it had potential to have more and more in depth, but it was still. But it still had that one coffee thing.
It did. It did have that coffin
We're gonna
scene.
come back to that coffin all the time.
It had that
Like a
conversation.
2 or so.
Okay, so we'll just go ahead and say 2 for now. Okie dokie. So, going off of that, Claire, what was your spicy rating?
You know, this might be the lowest chili pepper I ever give a book we've read, which is sad. I give it a 1 chili pepper.
1 chili.
I just, it didn't get me going. I was disappointed by the sex scenes that did happen. When they did happen, there was like 3 maybe, and the slow build just didn't do it for me. Like, typically I'm with you on the slow build because usually it's built. It's like my foreplay. It's building the tension. I can feel the characters really get to know each other, and I just felt like, for me, that connection of the characters, like, I didn't feel it. I wasn't here for it. So I give it a 1 chili pepper. And it gets a chili pepper at all because there was some sex scenes. I want to see more alpha. But that is me. I would have liked to have seen more alpha. They let Cage the alpha, and it's
They
like, we're in a
did.
sex book. And alpha over here playing
That
on
was
the
my big.
side.
That was like, what the what?
Let him free! Let alpha free!
Let my people go!
It's a werewolf book, and you leash the dog? How dare!
Like, let alpha free, let alpha be, like, let him take over every once in a while, and then I would maybe give you 2 chili pepper, because alpha, I was not too bad. He was hilarious more than hot, and that is also my like right, like my
Yeah,
with the
he was
chili.
more funny, and you're like, I want to be scared. To be honest. Okay.
Like, I want to be a little worried.
Yeah,
I want to be a little worried how the scene's gonna go.
that's right. I do.
Alpha to me. I want some growling. I want real growling.
Okay, I will say the fact that they did include like him growling under his breath whenever people got too close to her. I was like, okay, now it's hot.
Yeah.
Now it's hot.
A little bit of see, like they did the possessiveness, but I feel like they could, like, if they had just done like a little bit more.
But in the audio book, I felt like they said he growled rather than growled.
Okay.
That
That was-
You gotta give.
That was
That's
a choice. That the
yes, that is a choice, and it's less about
I
the
want to
writing.
hear growl.
Then read.
okay,
No,
but the book,
there's a reason. Audio.
because this is why I read my books, because I can't do with the audio, because if it doesn't sound right in my head, I can't do it. So this is why I literally, like, I will read it and go slower, and that's fine. But it has to sound right in my head.
Yeah. I shake her head in agreement with me though, so at least somebody agrees.
Will, what would you like to give the spicy rating?
I would probably give this a flat 3, and I
Okay.
will explain before you give me that look. The description, like, I think that the writer was really pretty good about the description. Some of the terms like kind of threw me off, but at the same time, I like that they weren't just like pussy cock. It's every other fucking line. Like, I like that they changed it up. I like that they changed it up a little bit, and that it wasn't. And maybe some of the terms were misses, but like, I like that. Okay, like,
Yeah.
if you say the same word over and over and over again, it loses meaning. I'm not gonna enjoy like listening to that. And I'd probably rate it higher if I had read it instead of listened to it, because I'm a dungeon master. Like, I have a massive imagination, and so like all of that would have been easy for me to picture and run through an imaginary scenario. Like, that like is very easy for me, and I think I probably would have rated it higher had I read it. And I wouldn't have been taken out of it so much from the difference, like, one, from like hearing the 2 different voice actors, and then also like just the way that like sometimes like her tone, like in the thing, like as she's describing things, it almost sounds like the voice actor's about to laugh about some things, and I just like, that's not sexy to me.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes,
That is fair.
sometimes, but like heat of the moment,
Yes, there should be laughter and sex.
there should be laughter and sex,
Yes.
but
not.
but it's every time.
Yeah, it shouldn't be every time. I get it.
Like there needs to be some seriousness in the moment.
Especially
all the
not
time.
the first time.
Yes.
Don't be laughing the first time, because then that's gonna make me feel like you're laughing at my stuff.
Anything. it's like you get self-conscious about that.
Yeah.
And like for your first time, it's a very serious affair.
It's a very intimate affair that you
Yeah.
generally don't want to have laughter it permeated for the most part.
Like you can joke, but
Yeah.
it has to very much be lighthearted off
Yeah.
not like it can't be like
In the middle
oh,
of
sorry,
sex.
you're just a little like you looked a little funny that way. Like no, don't say that.
You say that, we're shutting this down right now.
Like
This is why we needed more than one like PMDs. Like
Yes.
Yeah. yeah, and if it had a little bit more, you could
Yeah.
do a little bit more.
I agree. Okay.
But it was a slow burn, so they're not going to do that.
Yes, exactly. I will say for myself, for the spicy rating, this is going to be lower because I was literally thinking about this and I was going to give it a 3.5, honestly, for a lot of reasons, but I'm going to change that now to a 3 because literally it was absolutely like we needed more alpha being alpha. We needed a little bit more dominance. We needed a little bit more just because okay, the spice is there. The spice was there. It was present. Yay. Woohoo! I love that. Slow burn. That one damn scene bumped it so much for me. I'm not joking. That one scene changed it to a 3.5.
The
That-
coffin scene, but I also
Let her finish. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the coffin scene bumped it to a 3.5 for me because of the slow burn, because of the they did it well, and I'm always looking for them to do it well. But the fact that when we got to the actual 6, it was good. It was look, it was there. They had descriptions that did not do the 50 Shades of Grey thing where they go, oh I'm slick, oh I'm wet, oh I'm blah. It's no. Don't say the same thing over and over again. Don't do that. I hate that shit. Don't do that. There's adjectives for a reason. Use multiple. There's ways to say things. Don't do that crap. But they did do a decent job of like describing what happened. It was a little lackluster for me. It was a little not quite to the level of spice that I need it to be. So that's why it's a solid 3. There was sex, there was slow burn, there was good stuff. Could have been better. that's all I got. So
I do have a question.
yes.
How did we feel about them making out on the freezer? That scene. I
Okay.
see you two smiling at that. What? How did you like? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Like, because I felt like that also had like the touch of the coffin scene where, oh, we're about to get caught, but except they like went on full with it and they did get caught.
That's what made it spicy for me. That's the most of the spicy part for me is like they went into a back room, shut the door. There was lots of people going on outside, and I was like, oh, they're gonna get caught fucking, and I'm excited.
That was so much in the beginning that it had to tease us, but that could have had so much more potential too.
It did. It had so much. Okay, so that was the first time they kissed. And we're like, attacking each other with their mouths and blah 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 blah. They're like building up to it, and I was like, okay, good. It's building off of this. They get caught, quote unquote, where they didn't do anything. They're still kissing at that point. There wasn't even
There was no clothes off.
hands anywhere. Inappropriate. So yeah, that was I felt like it could have been, oh oh crap, we got caught doing something actually risque, but no, they didn't. They decided to play it the safer route, and I was like, okay, I can forgive that. They didn't capitalize off of that. That's
They
my
didn't.
problem.
I feel like they could have given it a little bit more of a risque vibe if they had carried on the whole, like, oh, witches and werewolves don't, like, the whole, like, you know, Romeo and Juliet, like, two families don't meet, like.
Well,
they-
also, Jules very quickly caved in on her no werewolf rule, which was
I know.
I'm okay with this. But that did add a level of, oh, we can't do anything, or oh, we can't be together or whatever. There, and I feel like that worked for like the first 200 pages.
I feel like they could have stretched it a little bit more.
They could have.
Or even if mom was a little disappointed or little mom was like, oh, you got a man? Okay, what's up, man? How you doing?
And then
Like,
should have been
Mom
like,
was just happy she found somebody, and I was like, okay, I didn't like that either.
yeah, it very much felt like everybody was kind of like shitting on her. They're like, well, at least you got a man. Like,
That's rude.
he's a little rough around the edges. He's kind of a werewolf. But hey, at least you're not alone. Like,
I just
Knife,
There
take
could-
out.
I feel like there could have been way more of the like touchy scenes where they're trying, like they won't they, like there could have been a little bit more build up in that
There
way
could have
too.
been.
Like 'cause my favorite sex scene actually, now that I think about it,
Mhm.
was after they had sex.
Mhm.
And she was getting ready to leave, but she had her dress on, but like he had ripped her underwear off. So she didn't have any underwear, and then he's like, oh, he starts touching her, and she's like, oh, and then they're like, go, and then all of a sudden they're going at it again. And like, I thought that was hot because it was just like, they're in
couldn't
a space also. Yeah.
They
yeah.
couldn't keep their hands off each other. That's the type of stuff I go crazy for, because it's again building off of that slow burn where it does burn, not in a weird, gross way. An actual like. I just realized what I said. It burns because it's like that hot. It's that you just have to have them right then and there. It's that passion.
It's almost sizzling.
It's the sizzling.
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 It's certified sizzle.
Oh my god. Okay, so this has been our review for Wolf Gone Wild by Juliette Gross. I hope you enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed talking to you about it, obviously. If you agreed with us, if you didn't agree with us, please give us comments. We would love to read them. We would love to discuss this with you. We would also love to hear if you have any suggestions for future books in the future, because we will take that into account. Absolutely.
Very much.
We have enjoyed talking to you guys this evening, and we will be back at the beginning of next year. Well, technically, the third week of next year, and we will have a different book. I'm not going to say what it is now, but we have one in store. It'll be very exciting. I'm excited to see what you guys think about this one. So, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for listening to our yaps. And please remember to be kind to one another. We will talk to you later, and we will definitely. We can't wait to hear what you have to say about the books that we have coming up for you. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.